In this next video we are going to start working a double crochet stitch. To do this I'm going to create a sample of 20 stitches. If you create a foundation chain of 20 chains, and then we will need a turning chain of 1 at the end. Each type of stitch will always require a turning chain at the end. Depending on the height of the stitch will depend on how many chains we will create for a turning chain. If you look at your quick reference guide card, you will see on that card you've got all the different explanations as to what stitch we are doing, and on the right hand side of that it'll tell us how many chains we need to do. As I say, the chains are created to ensure that we can turn our work and have enough room to be able to turn our work. If you think of this as walking around the corner of a pavement, if it's a small corner you may take one step. However, if it is a much more curvaceous corner, you will take 2 or 3 steps depending on how much of a curve is required to be able to walk along that pavement. So I have now created 20 stitches on my piece of work, which is now my foundation chain of 20. I'm going to create an additional 1 stitch as my turning chain. I'm now going to work in the top of this foundation chain, remembering that these V stitches are each a stitch, so you will just work into the top of each one. You will ignore the loop that is on your hook, you will ignore the turning chain, but you will work into the base of your first stitch. So I'm ignoring this that's on the hook, I'm ignoring this turning chain and I'm working into this first stitch. So I will take my hook into the center of that stitch, I will yarn over and pull through. I've got 2 loops on my hook. I will yarn over and pull through both those loops on the hook. I'll then move along to the next V stitch, so I'll ignore this hole because this is what I've just created by popping that stitch in there. I will move into this next V stitch, hook in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on your hook. Into your next stitch you will yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook. Into your next stitch, and then you will yarn over with your yarn, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook, and you will continue to work all the way along until this very end stitch. If you pause the video and join me back, I will show you the last stitch and how we then turn our work. I'm just going to go into my last stitch now, and I will use this exactly the same way as all of my previous stitches, but what you will notice is you've just got your one last stitch next to this knot. It isn't the knot that we're working into, it's this last stitch. So put your hook in, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now before I move on to the next row, it's important for me to talk to you about the anatomy of a stitch. So if you flip your work, what you will see now is you have got a series of V stitches all along the top, and those V stitches, what you will see is you have got a front loop and you have a back loop of those V stitches. Unless your pattern advises otherwise, I would always work through both the front and the back of that V stitch. If your pattern advises back loop only, then you would work just into this back loop, popping your crochet hook into the middle here. However, for this we are not going to be working into the back loop at all at this moment in time. We're going to be working into the full stitch, so you will work into both the front and the back loop. So to work along your next row, it's important for us to be able to chain, because we want to give our piece of work enough height to be able to work along the next section. You can add your chain at the end of your stitches, or you can add it at the beginning of your next row. It doesn't matter which way round you do it, you just need to be consistent with your method of doing it. If you are doing it at the end of your row, then you need to ensure that all your rows that follow in the rest of your piece of work all have the turning chain at the end. This makes sure we have a nice straight edge. If you're doing it at the beginning of your next row, you need to be consistent with that, and you need to ensure that you put your turning chain in the first stitch of each row. Just be consistent. Whatever you decide to do, make sure that you follow that through right the way through your piece of work. So I've created my turning chain. I'm now going to turn my piece of work, and to do that I will flip my work over like I'm turning a page in a book. I'm going to ignore the loop that's on the hook. I'm going to ignore the turning chain which falls directly below that loop on your hook, and I'm going to be working in the base of that turning chain, which is the next stitch, which is actually the first stitch of the row. I'm going to take my crochet hook, ignoring this stitch, and you're going to go in, and you're going to ensure you've caught both the front and the back loop of that piece of work. You're going to yarn over and pull through. You've got 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through both of those loops on your hook. You're going to work into your next stitch, so you're looking for the next V-stitch. You're going to place your work in, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both those loops on the hook. You're going to look at your next stitch, which is identified with this V. You're going to place your hook underneath that V so that you've got both your front and your back loop on the hook. Yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook. And you're going to work all the way along until stitch number 19, counting as you go along. If you remember rightly, we had a foundation chain of 20 plus a turning chain of 1. We don't count the turning chain ever. What we do is we count the stitches, so you should still get to a point where you have 20 stitches, because that's what we started off with, was 20 stitches. Work your way all the way along to the end to stitch number 19. Join me back and I'll show you how to address stitch number 20. I've now created my 19 stitches, and I'm just going to double check that. So I'm removing my hook, but I am stretching my working yarn so that the loop is quite big, so that it doesn't start unraveling on me. So I've removed my crochet hook, and where this loop is, I'm going to start from this first stitch identified by the V. So this is stitch number 1, and I'm going to count backwards to see I've got 19 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 just took there. Now what you can see, if I pop my hook back in there and tighten it back up, stitch number 20 isn't very visible. So if you just turn the edge of your work, what you will see is that V just there, and you're going to catch your hook in both the front and the back loop of that hook. If you struggle getting your crochet hook in, use the hook part to actually catch it. If you still struggle getting your work into both the front and the back, then I have a tendency to use my nails just to be able to get the hook in properly. And this is why your tension is so important, to make sure that it's a little bit looser. So what you will see, you've got your front loop and your back loop. You will yarn over, pull through, oops, try that again, so in, front and back loop, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook. And again, just like before, I am going to create a foundation chain. I'm going to create a turning chain. So the turning chain, because I created that on my last row at the very end, I'm creating it on the very end again on this row. I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to ignore what's on the hook. I'm going to ignore the turning chain, and I'm going to work in that next stitch in through both of those front and back loop, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, into my next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on my hook, and I'm going to continue working that all the way along to the end, and that is your double crochet. Hope you've enjoyed that. Please feel free to share any pictures that you've got of your double crochet, and please tag me in those, and then I shall meet you on my next video where we will start working a half treble crochet.